Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 15 in the NLT, starting at verse 8. It says, "Last of all, as though I had been born at the wrong time, I also saw him, for I am least of all the apostles. In fact, I am not even worthy to be called an apostle after the way I persecuted God's church. But whatever I am now, it is all because God poured out his special favor on me," right? And not without results, for I have worked harder than any of the other apostles. Yet it was not I, but God who was working through me by his grace, right? It says, so it makes no difference whether I preach or they preach, for we all preach the same message you have already believed. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to the one true power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahushai is who the world newly calls Jesus the Christ. The Rakakwadash is the Holy Spirit in the Paleo Hebrew. And double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, the elder apostles, who rule well, teach well, Lord willing, they continue to endure and be sincere. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth, teaching his word and believing his word. Lord willing, they can continue in the same spirit, endure and be sincere. And shalom to the Akwatiyam that are believers of the faith. Lord willing, you can continue to endure and be sincere, right? And Lord willing, you can continue to pursue your lot, which being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, the Most have mercy on the other brothers and sisters. Shalom, the brother Yahweh. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Anybody watching this channel, definitely go watch my brother's channel, you know, because we sing the same song. That's just the spirit. You know, I'm bringing this out because I see certain congregations, I guess, people making rap songs against each other. They were doing unity camp, you know, and my mind wasn't drawing me on this. Today was my day just to read and watch videos. But I keep seeing certain camps that's doing unity camp dissing each other, telling each other to man up, you know. And this is a problem because people don't understand unity is oneness. And I just read 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, verse 9 to 11, and it was Paul saying, you know, even if he labor, you know, doing the work more than the other apostles, you know, they preach, he preach, but they preach the same thing, you know. And that's how we supposed to be in this truth, teaching the same thing. The sincere milk, the parables, the dark sayings, and the prophecies, you know. So I got another precept before we go to the point. You see the title is going towards Ephesians, the 4th chapter, because that goes into keeping the unity in spirit. And I'm going to get the etymology for the word unity. So this is 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 10. It says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord, Yahushai HaMashiach, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no division among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment," right? So we should be in the same mind, in the same judgment, man. It should be no division, right? Now we might have division in congregation because we're not teaching the same thing. But if we're teaching the same thing, it shouldn't be no division amongst us. And that's why we all have to evaluate what we're bringing out. You know, James chapter 3, verse 1 in the NLT, you will be judged strictly. Especially if you're a teacher, you will be judged strictly, you know. So this is why when it comes to teaching his word, you got to take it serious, man. A lot of us is held on the law so much. We're not under the law, we're under grace. But we establish the law to the best of our ability because we're still in this sinful flesh, man. This weak nature. You know? Jake out in these streets lost in the sauce, but you know what's even worse? When you know the name of the Lord, even if you're not using it, Jesus, and somebody else is fully teaching the name Yahweh Shem Al Shai, that's not unity. Because now it's going to be confusion. If you over here teaching Jesus and this person is teaching Yahweh Shai, you got to keep them on one path, in the same mind, in the same spirit. If you just bringing out all the law and no prophecy, you got one brother from True Nation, you know, y'all worried about the end times coming, but since we getting closer, we got to worry about how we dealing with each other, let alone brothers is going off in the law. So now we got to hold off on prophecies in the end times and establish order within ourselves. You do that in your own congregation. If you feel that you're bringing forth 100% truth, where I only see one camp that's pushing and saying that, you know, even with the affiliates that's lined up in that same 100% truth, you know, this is why it draws people in the spirit to go do unity camp. Then you got some brothers and congregations that don't believe in the 12 tribe church. That's why I put that on the screen too. You know, they'll hurry up and say the black, Latinos, and natives, right? But when you say the black, Latinos, and natives, even with history, you know, Judah is going to be the lawgiver. So if the chart is not right, when a lot of these camps started, you know, even before One West and during One West, the majority that linked up in a lot of those camps was Judah, right? Either Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, but it was Judah that was the lawgiver. The southern kingdom was going to be established in this first, right? And we always assuming, African Americans is the Judah tribe, you know. But I'm not going to do unity with brothers if they don't see Ezekiel the 37th chapter, verse 16, right? I'm gonna get the etymology for the word unity. Then I'm gonna go to a side precept. You know, we have to be unity when it comes to teaching. Now, this is a verse that I'm gonna bring out in a chapter, Ephesians 4:3, endeavoring to keep the unity of the spirit in the bond of peace. So I'm gonna go to that word unity and see what it's talking about.
Strong's G 1775.
Hanates, unity, which in the biblical usage go into agreement, right? For the Strong's definition, it says oneness, right? We should be speaking oneness when it comes to teaching. And when you go, hold on, Salaki family, I gotta go back to this other word. I gotta go back. Where is it at? So, I guess in the Greek, G 1520 1520 G 1520.
Strong's G 1520. Heis.
Right? Heis. Right? When you go into that, it says one. Right? One goes into abundantly. Right? So we should be in oneness and abundantly, you know. When you go into the Apocrypha, the 25th, the 25th chapter, the first verse. You know, and this is a classic lesson, but this is something to really take heed, because we're walking in this faith. The Lord is watching us, man. This is Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 1. It says, "In three things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before God and men." Right? The unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, and a man and a wife that agree together. Right? The unity goes far, because even more in the household, a woman is going to follow her husband, especially if he a true man of the Lord. Even if he's not and he's wicked, she's gonna still follow her husband, but if he going off, she's gonna do her best to follow Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, so she could be a light. But when it comes to a man that's following Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the woman follow his order. And that comes with that unity, that comes with that oneness. It's the same if a man have a desire, and say if a sister, like one time my brother was like, somebody in the family was like, I don't see a woman just letting the man tell him what to do. Like either the woman is weak or he control her. I forgot how she said it, but really that's off. A woman is, just because a man put order in his household and he set it straight, the Lord tell us, if we shouldn't let our daughter have too much freedom, showing too much cleavage, being out doing whatever she want to do, it's the same with the mother, and guess what? If the mother knows what the father likes, a mother is going to be on them, especially on the daughters, to align them up. It's not really about whooping that ass. It's about you knowing how your husband likes, if the way he likes you, the daughter should be. When you go into the book of Susanna, the first chapter, the daughter was taught the law and the order, let alone through the mother and the father, And if any daughter in this side, especially like a mother, loves their husband, love their father, oh, I'm a daddy's little girl, that girl is going to try to learn under the feet of her father so she could be in unity with him, because when it comes to arranged marriage, the father is going to get some man that can fit his attribute. If it's a man that's going to be able to be walked over, his daughter is going to drift off away. But if the daughter's not truly learning, Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in the way that they should go. I'm watching this movie Rome, right, while I was eating, about Julius Caesar. And Julius Caesar paid for this Greek guy that was good, that was very eloquent. He was a slave, but he was very eloquent. And he taught her from a young child all the way up. And next thing you know, what's the name? Pompey was killing all these rebel slaves. And this girl stood up and went to go ask Pompey, yo, that slave been teaching me since I was a little child. He's my friend. He's not my slave. He said, what? She said, man, please, as your counsel friend, because the counsel friend was her father, Julius. Her father, Julius Caesar, was Pompey's friend. He was a counsel, and he let that man go, but he didn't want to go because he said, I'm not a Roman. But she held on to not the fact of him being a slave. She held on to, like, this man really helped me grow to who I'm supposed to be, So even when it comes to a mother or a daughter, you have to, especially when it comes to a man teaching his word, your unity comes by learning with the husband how he wants you to move as a wife, because it comes with unity, the same mind, the same spirit, right? The same belief, the same strength, right? The same faith. It's going to be two different roles, but it's still unity. If a woman is taught how a woman's supposed to move, right? You go in unity by playing your role, right? If a husband is obedient to Yahweh Shem Shai, a wife must be obedient to the husband, right? Not going into polygyny and all of those other things, but if a man consists and that's what he wants and he's already showing that in unity, you already move off of that desire. And I'm just using all aspects of unity because we twisted unity around and say we're gonna have unity camp. Just why don't you just say we're congregating together, you know? Even if sisters is talking and there's a sister that don't agree with the lifestyle, you shouldn't even be bringing up those things or trying to teach those things because it's really for the man. So even if you was to bring it out, you're uplifting like, yo, my man deserves whatever he wants. That's his desire. Like, I'm not going to be, you know what I'm saying? And outside, when it comes to the order of the daughter, the same thing you're taught, you should be getting your daughter and be teaching her too. You know, a daughter is going to be just like, most likely like a mother, you know? And if the daughter is not being some of an example, she's picking up traits from other people that she's looking up to. You know, if a daughter is on the phone doing bullshit, if she's not growing, like say if a daughter can't even read right, she ain't doing she feel lazy on watching kids, or she's slacking on her own chores, you know, then we talking about whooping somebody, but you're not afflicting a daughter to do, you know, her mother, her house duties as a woman, you know, and that goes for unity. Even the same with sons, right? Unity. If a son is supposed to be a reflection of the father, right? If the son is not placing himself to be a reflection of the father, it is no unity, you know? It's no unity, you know? This is why we have to push unity and oneness as one abundantly, right? In a household, if we're all pursuing to get the kingdom, it's supposed to be a unity in spirit and in faith, one main direction, while the husband lead. In unity, a woman is not, she's not gonna teach herself to to overcome her husband. Or say, oh no, oh no, hey, you was spending time with her more than you did me, but you're not diminishing my ways, or oh okay, you was with her for 7 days or this. Guess what? A man he can be with you one day. With unity, when it comes to teaching, you don't see not one man giving 1 day, 2 days, 5 days, 6 days. Hey, maybe if you're on your period, you might get extra days, right? In unity, we move in unity in spirit, faith, and truth. And I'm giving all aspects. So I'm talking about women too, but most of this is going towards congregation when it comes to men teaching this word. When it comes to this truth, teaching thus saith the Lord, the sense of milk, the parables, the dark sayings, and the prophecies, we have to be in unity in that, you know? If we're not in unity, this shit is unbalanced, you know? So even when it comes to the women shouldn't fully try to bring forth certain things to other women that might not be in the same faith or the same understanding. You shouldn't be pushing your thought process on her. You know, you should just be walking under your understanding. Guess what? The Lord chose what she got over there. They're just like the mark of the beast is spiritual. Oh, okay, I'm gonna tell you, no, it's physical. If we want to go to it, hey, yo, brother, you wrong. Boom, this is what it is. And then after that, he might say his point, and you just let it go, right? Because you can never force anybody. And a true believer is going to yield and be like, dang, you know. Some people might want to be too deep. Some people just want to just be right. But we have to let Yahweh be true and every man a liar. All the signs is right in front of us, you know. And we have to know as men where we're stepping into other man's labors, right? See, the Lord is bringing out certain scriptures that already came out throughout the week, right? So now, let's actually get to the point of this whole thing. This is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1 to 6. I'm going to read it in the KJV, and then I'll slide to the NLT because I want us all to have closure, right? So again, the title says, keep the unity of the Spirit, right? Oneness of the Spirit, one mind in the Spirit, one abundant, you know, in faith, in spirit, and in truth, right? So Ephesians 4 verse 1 in the KJV, I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye were called, with all lowliness, humbleness, meekness, long suffering, forbearing one another in love. If we're not in unity, I cannot forbear for you, brother. You know, I cannot bear each one another's burdens. What is that? Galatians 6:6 and 2. You know, you really bear each one's burden in the same faith. You know, because it could, like, there's brothers that would hit me up that could be saying, Yeshua, hey, yo, brother, can I borrow a few dollars? There's brothers that's laboring with people in locks. Hey, yo, brother, man, I'm down $35. And I'm like, I got to go pay this. Oh, no, brother, I already got it. But never text me and told me he already got it. But when it comes to faith, we're not walking in the same. He might not be watching me. We're not laboring. We're not even teaching in their name. We're not walking the same. You know, that I can't carry it. Sometimes through your heart, you do lend to brothers, right? But you really carrying each other's burden by the ones that you labor with, the ones of the same song, the same class, because that's what the elect is. When you go to the homology of the elect in the blue letter, they're a special class. So for that special class, you're going to carry the burden for that special class. I'm not carrying the burden for a 2/3. I'm not carrying the burden of a proud person in this truth or out this truth. Make it all make sense. Verse 3, it says, endeavoring to keep the unity of the spirit in bond of peace, right? That oneness, right? There is one body and one spirit. The body is the church. It's the ministry, right? The Pharisees had a church. The Sadducees had the church. The scribes had the church, unless if they was walking under the true prophets, the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the teachers, the pastors. Where we go to Ephesians 4:11, that was in oneness. I'm gonna go back to verse 4, but Ephesians 4:11, he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers. They were in oneness. Paul corrected Peter. I agree. He was off. That right there took away the unity, because he acted one way in front of the Gentiles and another way for the ones of the circumcision, which was the Jews. Paul corrected them. But guess what? The Lord have given him a vision later on in Acts the 10th chapter. You know, we're all getting correction in this. The apostle give correction to brothers in their own camp. You know, brothers slacking on this. Or if you wearing a beater when you at camp. They're getting on because this class, this group, this church have to be blameless in this thing. Let alone if we're a teacher, we supposed to correct all things that's out of our own church, what's going on in the nation of Israel, and these other nations would deal with prophecies. So back to Ephesians 4:4, there is one body. So if all the camps got together and they was under one understanding, that is the true body. But let's think about the elect. The elect is one body. In Revelations 14, let us know that they're singing one song. The 144,000 is singing one song, so the rest of the elect can get it. So it's one song that's supposed to be sung, one faith, right? One power, one spirit, right? So there is one body, one spirit, even as ye are called in one hope of your calling, right? It's only one Rakak Wadash, you know? Some people was dissing back then, was like, yo, if you saying the Lord name and the Son and then the Rakak Wadash in the name of the Spirit, you going off. So some brothers just say, man, all praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, you know? But we see in the Holy Spirit. Yo, you seen what brothers that say, get up in the name of Yahushai HaMashiach in the Rakak Wadash, you know? I see Yahweh drop Hebrews 13:7. It says, obey them that have the rule over you. It submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls, as they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for it is unprofitable for you. See? And who rules over you when we go, it's another verse where it says submit to the elders. You know, I think it's in 1 John. It's a verse where we're supposed to submit to the elders. The Lord is bringing back that order, regardless if you love it or not. You know, it's brothers that got into this labor before you, man. 60s, 50s, 70s, 80s, 90s. You got into this in the 2000s. You're guess what? You came late. You seen the first verse I brought out where Paul said he was late. He was late in this thing, man. Because he was moving as a Pharisee. He was late in this. But then the Lord made him grow, and he was being more abundant than the other apostles. But he said, if they're teaching, I'm teaching, but we're teaching the same thing. That's unity. And guess what? It's still unity. If a brother go off of something, you got a chance to correct him on it, and he has a chance, if he's a full man of faith, to correct it, fix it, and then go. Like now, we have this technology where you can go make a video and correct what is something wrong that you could have said. You know, so you have to know the Lord put people over you, obey them that have rule over you. I think, yep, the brother put it. 1 Peter 5:5. I stand corrected because I said in 1 John, right? You see that correction? Because I did say in 1 John. So 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 5, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yeah, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility, for God resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble. Now, for me, now everybody can be different in their own congregation, but for the brothers that singing the same song, the ones that we submit to, of course, is our elders, right? And then, of course, you got the elder apostles, the bishops, the deacons, and so on and so on. And then, even in your own little establishment, I'm in Buffalo, New York. So I got a GMS that's teaching right in my city, like right down the street from my house. So Zion is that other next leader or elder, right? But then in my own congregation under my leader, which is Jeremiah, regardless of the order, of course, I'm second. And then you have the elder that's in our congregation, which is Samuel, right? But it's an order in this thing. So even if I'm second or however it is, I still go under the order of Jeremiah. If I need help, if I'm thinking something, if I'm about to tell my wife can be hitting me off or saying something, or this happening out of the order, or a child, and I'm going to say what I'm going to say, but then my brother can be like, yo, what's wrong? And I'll be like, man, bro, because of this. And he'd be like, did you say anything? I said, no. So if I don't, he most likely be like, man, don't worry about it, this. Every time I ever come to him, even if I don't need help or anything, and we just talking, he brings comfort. Now, say if it's something that could piss me off, and I know I'm going to say something and it's not going to be harsh, he'll know everybody has to go through something too. But we have an understanding that we still have to put order in our house or put order over here, right? Even when it comes to work, you know? But that's just being submissive to the elder or being submissive to the order. The brother dropped verse 6. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due season. Right? In due season, the Lord is going to exalt us in our position. He's going to exalt us in our faith. He's going to exalt us in our patience. You know, the brother drop a precept about the precept. Sirach 32, verse 10, it says, before the thunder goeth lightning, and before a shamefaced man shall go favor. Right? A shamefaced man is a man that's humble or really embarrassed, like a shamefaced woman. Embarrassed to go over authority, right? Go over the elders, to overstep boundaries, right? Even more, these lessons is for men and women, right? Because when it comes to unity, a woman is not getting out of order. So she's going to be in oneness, you know? It's going to be in order even when it comes to these kids, right? Like just a sidebar, just showing as an example, right? If our kids is doing something they shouldn't, like ding dong ditch, you go in unity and tell them that, hey, that's gonna make a bad example for me. Because what if somebody called the cops on you? What if somebody come and grab you and they start cussing you out and then you want to run home? Or you doing that around our house, right? Then the kid gets stuck. Oh, how do you know? It's not unity. But with unity, you correct the people in your household, women, child, and you correct yourself. You know, this is unity. Because we come in a one body, we come in one spirit. And if you don't fix it, we're not in unity. This is why it's no such thing as a unity camp if we're not singing the same song. You know, brothers in Great Millstone, they'll have like 10 people and they'll cut off. You go over there and teach, I'm gonna go over here and teach. Guess what? They're still gonna be teaching the same song. They're in unity, you know? So to go back to Ephesians 4, verse 5, one Lord, one faith, one baptism. right? That faith is in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? That faith is this walk. That faith is whatever the Lord had put us under the branch of the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the true teachers that was teaching the sense of milk, the parables, and the dark sayings and the prophecies. Nowhere else. Oh, I don't believe in the 12 tribe chart. Jake is not called that everywhere. Yeah, we know that. The main big prophecy is about the deliverance in America. We have to be in oneness in that. You have to be in oneness in the MOTB. You have to be in oneness of knowing that a woman cannot usurp authority over a man. I don't care if a man like 50 or 40 women, if he can establish it, he can. You better get over your feelings. And if that man is still making sure your marriage duties, which is that sweet lovey cake, and the other things that can handle, if that's taken care of, you just shut up and keep the unity right, you know. And the same with the children, it just goes in the order. If you are in order as a wife, your daughter should be in order, right? If you're not on your phone all the time, or if you looking up and learning, you should be looking at your kids if they learning. You know, especially when our kids get older, our daughters getting older, now they start growing certain body parts. If you covered up, don't shame your daughter or another daughter and let her go showing cleavage and your ass ain't showing cleavage. Then that don't show unity. You don't show unity within yourself. As a father, a man is not showing unity if he's not correcting certain things. If a father is not examining or knowing, yo, I know you did this. I know you ringing that doorbell, or I know that you doing that. Hey, you know I don't like playing in the house. But then if you don't say nothing, there's no unity. You know? I can't just be getting on my wife and then I'm not getting on the kids. It got to be unity. Everybody got to be accountable for their own actions, even myself, you know? So again, verse 6. Oh yeah, one baptism. That water baptism is of man. It was of the earth. But the true baptism, and this is the spirit. Yahweh and them was going through this. They was bringing it out real quick. And Yahweh was quoting and understanding true baptism, you know, is with that fire and the Rakak Wadash, which is really the word. St. John 15, go read it. You're washed by the word. Isaiah 1:16 and 17. Wash me and make me clean. We're clean by the word. You're reborn. You're new, you know, by the word, by the understanding, right? Because we've been whitewashed. That's the falling away, which lines up with 2nd Ezra chapter 7 between verse 28 and 38. Because after Yahushai and all the apostles died, it was a falling away. The words were sealed. And what did the Lord tell Daniel? Guess what? In the later end, knowledge shall increase. That increase started happening when the Lord used Abba Bibbins. So right now, everybody got to put hands on deck and be better. That's why when your kids is not around you, they should still be having that same mindset when they gone away from you. As soon as they get away, they just start acting different. This is how you know we are in a fucking weak state of mind, man. You know? Verse 6, it says, one God and Father of all, one power, because I know some people say, why say God and Father? That God is going into power. So one power and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in all, right? So I'm going to read it real quick in the NLT and just read it. It says, therefore I, a prisoner for serving the Lord. Hold on, y'all. I'm about to slide out. Salaki family, I know I'm a little dark right now. Just wait. Don't want to disrespect the location of my family's address, man.
Shalom, Dad.
Shalom. So reading Ephesians verse 1. Therefore, we cut that off. Therefore, I, a prisoner for serving the Lord, beg you to lead a life worthy of your calling. For you have been called by God. Yo, that's even more. You have to know that this right here is a worthy calling. You know, don't abuse what the Lord have given you. You abuse it in a righteous way by doing as much as you can. Video, going to the highways and byways, studying and reading, but don't abuse it where now brothers is abusing this faith or this truth by making it a market. I'm about to sell everything under this truth and make some money out of it. You could have kept that all separate. You don't want to abuse this truth, right? This is a worthy position Yahweh Shema Shai put us in. It says, always be humble and gentle. Be patient with each other, making allowance for each other's fault because of your love, right? It's important. Make every effort to keep yourselves unity in spirit, bending yourselves together in peace, right? We have to make sure that we keep the effort of keeping ourselves in the unity of the spirit. You know, if we're not oneness in the spirit, we're not at unity. The brother Yahweh dropped another one. This is 1 Peter 2:16. As free and not using your liberty, which is your freedom, for a choice of maliciousness, but as the servants of God, right? When you go to Numbers, the 12th chapter, verse 7, it says that Moses was a faithful servant. When you go into that word faithful, it's different joints they give you in a strong definition, but the main one is that you're a supporter of the door. And that door is Yahweh Shai, which is St. John 10:9. He's the door, he's the way. So we're supporting the door. You got to know Yahweh Shai brought forth 100% doctrine of Yahweh Shema Shai. He gave us the name. Read St. John, the 17th chapter, all the way down to verse 9. You know, actually probably all the way down to 11 and 12, right? Because he have given those men, those disciples, he was teaching them in the name of Yahweh, right? And he was giving them his name. So when he was gone, you know, to cast out spirits, you're casting out spirits in Yahweh Shai name, but through the Father, you know? So again, you know, but as the servants of God, you got to hold that to consideration. We are servants of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. First Timothy 1:12 that I always say, Yahweh Shai enabled Paul in the ministry because he's seen faith in his heart. Jeremiah the 17th chapter. If you got true faith in your heart, the Lord is going to put you in this ministry, which is a worthy position. I don't care if you just standing online, you're not a good reader or a teacher, that the Lord probably didn't give you that ability, you know, to be a teacher, but you're on that line. Every time your faith is there. If a brother do ask you to read a scripture and you motivated to bring it out, you know, we're worthy to be in this. You women are worthy to be in this if you are in it. That's why even more we have to pursue to work out our salvation with fear and trembling. And you working out your position as a man, as a woman, you know. So now verse 4, it says, for there is one body and one spirit, just as you have been called to one glorious hope for the future. There is one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one power and Father, who is over all and in all and living through all, right? So now, let me get this precept in Ephesians 2:10. It says, in the KJV, it says, for we are his workmanship, right? We are his masterpiece, created in Hamashiach Yahushai unto good works, which God have before ordained that we should walk in them, right? We're a masterpiece. Yahweh Shai came to do his Father's will. Going back, this is the spirit again. Did what, like 4 videos this week on Deuteronomy 18? Because people really there say, well, we're done away with the law. Then why is you teaching Jesus? Why are you teaching about Yahweh Shai then? Right? Because Deuteronomy 18 is part of that law. If we don't hearken to the words of Yahweh Shai, the Lord is going to require your blood at the end. Yahweh Shai is very important for you in this faith, you know? So you're a masterpiece in this thing, man. You are a masterpiece, man. So that's why we must walk in the work that Yahweh Shema Shai have given us. So talking to the men, especially the brothers that's fully teaching in this thing or want to be teachers, you have to come in this thing ready to be a teacher of the faith in oneness. You know, I'm not, even if I sound good at teaching, I don't want to be a guy that, I come up with the first breakdown. The Lord didn't do that for me. St. John, I believe in the 4th chapter, starting at verse 37, you could read it for yourself. I believe it's St. John chapter 4, where the last verse in that chapter, I believe, it tells you we're in other men's labors. Right now, we're in the end of the harvest. When you go into the wheat and the tares, the end of the harvest is the end of the world. We're at the end of the harvest. And the true harvest is like crop. So who's that spiritual crop? The elect. The elect, man. We're really at the tip of the iceberg. You know, it's time for us to start singing the same song and humble up. And guess what? I can't force you. It has to be Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. St. John 6:44. Yahweh has to draw you to his son. A lot of y'all is not truly drawn to the son. In some cases you are. Some cases. Saying it in a humble, some cases you are. You know? Especially if you keep using the name Jesus. Oh, everybody don't speak English. Then why, when you bring out St. John 3:16, you want to say, oh, that word world mean cosmos. How do you know that? Oh, because you got to go back to the old language. Then if that's the case, brother, go back to the old language by using the Father's name. It has more power in it. It's no unity fully in this truth, but it's unity in some congregations, because yes, brothers is teaching the same thing, but I you know, where I'm at, it's full unity. You know, and if you ain't teaching right, you gonna get corrected fully. You know, you got brothers in congregations that they have either respect a person and they don't agree with certain things, but they ain't saying nothing. That is not unity. Oh man, I just love the brothers. The Lord said there's no respect of persons. You're not a real sheep in this thing if you in this for respect of persons. I love this camp. I don't want to start all over. I didn't want to start all over either. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to join no other camp, but guess what? Those were just words of mouth. Through the Spirit, the Lord allowed me to join as affiliate under Great Millstone when it came to the same song. The brother brought out the real classic and point, right? Revelations, the 14th chapter, verse 3. And they sung, as it were, a new song, Salaki, a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. Sidebar, when you go to Psalms 33, it says, sing me a new song. The next part of that verse, it says, you know, you got to sing this song skillfully. And how we do that? Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, right? The sincere milk parables, the dark sayings. One lesson, you doing the basic. Another lesson, you bringing forth motivation. Another lesson, you might be breaking down a parable. Another lesson, you might be going into the prophecies. Another lesson, you might just be showing, hey, with the homology or the blue letter, right? Showing them how to further their knowledge or their teaching skills, right? That's how we sing that song, and it's 100%, right? The other part, it says, no man could learn that song. No man could learn that song, but sorry, this man, every time in the middle of the street. No man can learn that song, but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. Only the 144,000 is singing a song. And as soldiers, the Lord is already preparing them to sing that song. Don't you know, brothers is from other cities is like, I never met mad brothers from Great Millstone. I didn't meet face to face with brothers that are affiliates, man. Yeah, we talked on certain social media platforms and YouTube, you know, watching brothers' videos, brothers watching your videos, right? But through that faith, we're singing that same song, man. The Lord ain't just bringing everybody face to face to sing the same song. You know, you could be, it's people all the way in Australia, the UK, and they singing the same song, and they probably didn't step a day in their life in America, man. Unity is oneness, man. I'm saying it again for all camps out there. Unity is one song, one spirit, one faith. One faith is under the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know, if you saying Jesus and I'm saying Yahushai, we're not in the same faith. It's not saying I'm better than you, you're lesser than me. But when it comes to that teaching, whatever you doing is not gonna hit this. It's not gonna hit the same as what I'm bringing out. And whatever I'm saying is not gonna hit like whatever you bringing out, because you're bringing it forth in that name, Jesus. I'll call it earth peg, because that's what Jesus mean. You know, I posted that on social media. What Jesus mean? It mean earth peg or earth dirt, and people in these congregations just looked at it. You know, are you even ashamed? You know, are you even ashamed that you're teaching in that name? That's how you gotta feel about this, man. I'm just going to the gas station so we could just finish this where the light is at before I go to the destination. You heard? So let's just finish this real quick, you know, because it has to be told. It's not about emotions and feelings. I'm not better than anybody in this faith. I'm not even aiming to be better than anybody in the faith, you know. But you have to know that Yahweh Shem Yahushai put one song out here, right? And that one song consists of 144,000 that through the Spirit they was taught by Yahushai. You know, because how is that? When you go to Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter, it says wisdom is a moving motion. So how do you think we all got to 2024 and brothers is growing in this teaching? Before, when brothers was teaching, they didn't have YouTube. They had to record it. I wasn't in that time. I fully came in this time when YouTube was growing and it was past developed, past Soldier Boy, you know? So they did the heavy lifting. Now, right now, brothers don't got no excuses. And it's really Yahweh Shem Shai that's moving you to these teachers so that you can sing it in oneness. Another thing, unity is not debating and arguing back and forth. You say, hey, nah, bro, that's wrong, and you go get a precept. And they're doing the back and forth, guess what? We're not in that time anymore. That's already established. You know? Brothers want to keep arguing. Brothers want to argue about the 12-tribe chart for 5 years. Man, I'm just going to do a lesson. If we here for another 5 years, I'm going to keep doing lessons on it. But I'm not about to go back and forth, because now we're showing female tendencies. Then you start raising your voice. Then this and that. Man, I'm going to just say it on the video. And then if you watch it, and then if you feel I'm incorrect, you go do a video on it. But in unity, we're teaching the same song. So now, let's make this quick, because now I got my physical sword right here, you heard? So now let's go to Colossians chapter 1, verse 10. I'm going to try to make this as quick as I can. It says, that ye might walk worthy of the Lord unto all pleasing, being fruitful in every good work, and increasing in the knowledge of God. Right? We're supposed to be fruitful in this thing. Brothers say, there's one brother that was in a congregation that left another congregation. He said, you really are getting fish when you're face to face. You know, the Lord want us to be face to face with the people. Just saying the internet, well, it is good, but we're really planting seeds face to face. That's for you to say. You don't really believe in the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, it's people where I can look in the back of my settings. It's people from Japan watching me. I've never been to Japan. Who the hell watching me in Japan? It showed me the percentage of women and men in Japan that's watching me. You know? You don't have to be face to face. When you're really in this name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, teaching it with power, teaching it in truth and not ashamed of it, the Lord is going to have this word move. Because then the Lord tell Ezekiel to speak to the wind? You niggas think you got to go to Egypt. You niggas think that you got to travel to all these places in order to feed the sheep. Now, if the Lord calling you to do that, you going out there to go labor with brothers, and it's calling you to go out to the highways and byways with them. 4th of July, let me teach in front of the White House. You know, that just makes a big scenery, because then all the camps coming together. But all the camps coming together and you believe in the MO. That's why I be praying. I hope somebody come up to all you unity camps and somebody asks, I want to know what the MOTB is. What is the mark? And what y'all gonna say? Oh, I believe it's this. And another brother gonna look at him. As soon as he walk past, yo, bro, they say it's physical, but it's really spiritual. Yo, that's not unity, man. Not unity, man. To walk worthy in this thing and do good works, the Pharisees was not teaching with the prophets, because the prophets was teaching in the name of Yahushua. Let's get something. Let's go to the book of Acts, because they was really acting. They're the real actors in this book right here, man. All the prophets, right? This is Acts chapter 5, verse 18. This is Acts chapter 5, verse 25. It says, then came one and told them, saying, behold, the men whom ye put in prison are standing in the temple teaching the people. Then went the captain with the officers and brought them without violence, for they feared the people lest they should have been stoned. And when they had brought them, they set them before the council, and the high priest asked them, saying, did not we straitly command you that ye should not teach in this name? That's to show you it's no unity for all these other camps, because they just said don't teach in that name. Do you think they were saying Jesus? No. If you go watch Yahushua camp, they showed in the late 1500s, that's when J's got created. So they was calling Yahushua the name that Gabriel have given them by the Heavenly Father, which was Yahushua, because they were speaking in Hebrew. So they said don't speak in his name, which is Yahushua. That is part of the doctrine. You got other, they making a name a doctrine. IUIC. Battle axes that they make the name a doctrine. That's how you know you brothers is that we're not reading the same book. Especially when you get more deeper in this, you understand the name was Yahushua, so we should be teaching this name because people fear that name, and that makes you separate. That's what real holiness is. That's what really being holy. Kodash, set apart. So when you use that name, it's set apart, because then people start getting in their feelings. This is how I know I'm in a different camp. I'm in a different church than all you other brothers. You in a camp that just push Jesus, and then on the other side, Yahushua. Or when they not doing the video, I want to give our praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But when they teaching, like, come on, bro, that's you two-faced, two-faced. Real sheep is gonna grab. Hey, yo, you teaching of a new God right there and then. Don't the verse say if somebody asks a question, give them an answer? Now you giving room for the sheep to ask a question. Most of the time when I say Yahweh Shem Shai to a sheep that's face to face to me, they don't say, hey, you saying a new name. They be like, hey, how can I say that? So is you saying Yahweh Shai is Jesus? Yeah. Oh, snap. So that's his real name. Boom, got him. But when you keep saying it, we're sounding like an Israelite Christian church. So you can read down from verse 25 to 31. I'm going to jump down to 39. It says, but if it be of God, ye cannot overthrow it, lest happily ye be found even to fight against God. Right? You fighting against God because we using his name, or we're teaching in unity and we want to be in oneness. Right? It says, and to him that agreed, and when they had called the apostles and beaten them, they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yahushua, and let them go. And they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name. And daily in the temple and in every house they cease not to teach and preach Yahushua Hamashiach. So my Bible said, yeah, my Bible do too. But when you grow in the knowledge, you understand that, wait, James wasn't created. Okay, so now when I see this, it's not, and people say, oh, you're adding and taking away from my word. When you look at it, the Old and New Testament was translated from Hebrew. That's what he mean by adding and taking away. When you add, it's like the Lord says salvation only for the Jews, for Israelites, right? When you say other nations can be saved, you're adding to the scriptures. Oh, the other nations are the Gentiles. Gentiles just do mean nation, but when it comes to context, it's really talking about Israelites. So now you're adding. That's what it means. But when you're talking about Yahushua, you're not adding in there. You're bringing more life to it, because if we were able to read this all in ancient Hebrew, Paleo, ancient Hebrew, without that watered down, it would be Yahushai, you know? So how happy was they that they had to suffer those things because they was teaching in the name? That's how we must be, you know? Standing bold, 10 toes down for the name of Yahweh Shem Shai. That's part of the song. That's part of the album, you know? Now going back to Ephesians, again, so we can make this smooth and quick. Colossians chapter 2, verse 6. You know, we got to get it. Colossians 2 and 6, it says, as ye have therefore received Hamashiach Yahushai, the Lord, so walk ye in him. Right? 1 John 2 and 6, we ought to walk like he walked. And Yahushai was teaching the word and bringing forth the Lord's command. What is that? St. John, I just brought it out in a lesson a few days ago. This is spirit, right? This is St. John chapter 12, verse 48. He that rejecteth me and receiveth not my words, have one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. For see, and that goes with Deuteronomy 18, 18 and 19. I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me, he gave me a commandment. Right? I think when you go to NLT, he gave me a command. The command was to teach what the Heavenly Father told him. That's what obedience is. It says what I should say and what I should speak. That's what Yahushai did. Now that we have the authority to teach, you must teach what Yahweh Shema Shai have given you to teach in unity. So to be honest, when people say, why are you Israelites speaking different? Are you even reading the Bible? Pharisees had a different camp. Sadducees had a different camp. The prophets and the apostles, they all was teaching the same thing. Just different titles and different positions in the ministry. To be in unity, you're teaching the same thing, regardless if I'm teaching the milk and you bringing forth the prophecy. The end result of all of that is going to lead to Israel having salvation, and it's going to lead to the name of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Still unity. The order, just because in the New Testament, Yahushai speaking on one husband, one wife, people want to say, oh, that takes away polygyny. Did he speak on polygyny? No. It's just because when you come out your mom's womb as one son, you are your own entity. And then when a woman come out the womb, she's her own entity. So when a man come, he don't just pursue two women at the same time because he still has to lay with them one at a time. That's just a sidebar. Unity is teaching the word raw, without a condom on. Sorry for anybody that's PG-13 or PG or rated G. We have to teach this raw and uncut in unity. You know, in a drug game where niggas is selling drug and then a nigga can be the low bottom, but he wants to be the top dog, so he try to take some of the drug from out of the top dude. Now the money's short. Guess what? They're not in unity because niggas is trying to take your spot. That's not unity. Paul showed the example. I can teach more than them, but they teach, I teach, we teach the same thing. That is unity. I can do more videos than him. He could do more videos than me. But we're both teaching, right? And are we teaching the same thing? That is a church. Look, Sam Shemuwala just came in the building. This is again, follow and subscribe to both of my brothers, Yawasop and Shemuwala. Daily edification. I would never tell you if they're not singing the same song. These brothers singing the same song, follow them, right? St. John 8 and 31. Then said Yahushai to those Jews which believed on him, if ye continue in my word, then are ye my disciples. Disciples are pupils or learners. We're learners in this thing. You know, the Lord established us to be learners. That's why every day you're learning. Oh, I read the whole Bible. Did Yahushai come yet? No. You're not like the book of Eli or Denzel laying down and you can interpret the whole Bible word for word. No. You got to make your call and election sure. And every day you have to endure for the elect's sake. Every video is for the elect. Every read is for the elect. When you sharpen your sword, it's for the elect. You know? This is a serious matter, man. This is why our children and our wives need to know how serious this is. That's why y'all have y'all position. Because the Lord knew he didn't create you to be fit for this. This is not your lot. For children, their lot is to be servants under their parents, man. And guess what? We're so defiled. Kids is acting out of pocket. Women out of pocket. And some of us men is out of pocket, man. It's because of this freaking flesh and what we're learning outside this truth. We cleave to it more, man. Every day we cleave to that more than what's supposed to be in these scriptures in unity, man. Now going back to Ephesians, let's go to 1 Thessalonians 2 and 12. This is what it says. It says that ye would walk worthy of God, who have called you unto his kingdom and glory. Right? We have to walk worthy. To be worthy is to be in unity with your brother, right? To help carry that burden, to help carry that load. Right? When you see a brother going off and understand, oh, the universe is helping me. If that's your brother in the same walk, correct him. The brother start leaving the faith or going sideways because of a girl, hey, no, bro, no, boom, boom, boom. Real unity, when it comes to this thing, you start getting on the children of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That's the mission, because Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to judge Israel first out of all nations. To get them right is to sing the song. Everybody else got a different album. You over here making an album for 50 Cent. You over here making an album for the Diddler. And we over here making a album, you know, under Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That's not unity, man. A whole bunch of different albums. I'm just making a side joke about the Diddler. The brother, Terry Rush said, yes, you have to die to flesh daily so the Holy Spirit can work through you. Yeah, of course. What is it? 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16. The spirit, the inward part is renewed day by day, you know? And how do you sacrifice the flesh? By the things of the world. But even more, you sacrifice it by picking up this Bible, reading. If you don't know everything, you sharpen yourself by watching videos. It doesn't matter if it's an hour, if it's 20 minutes, you sit there and you watch it. And guess what? You're battling the flesh. You're taking a moment away from the things that you might do to go watch a video. You're taking away from other things that you might do to go read. You're taking away from things that you would do in the flesh to go do a video. You know, that's how you sacrifice things of the flesh, things that take you away from the Rakak Wadash. You know, so that was beautiful. I'm gonna get a few more, and then we're gonna close out. This Colossians chapter 3, verse 14. I'm going to start at 13. It says, forbearing one another and forgiving one another, if any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also ye do. Right? Yahushua was laboring with men that was going to betray him and deny him. One was going to die because he said it was a devil because he betrayed him. The other one denied him, and then he gave him that little, the cock is going to crow 3 times. He got so scared, and I know his heart dropped and felt unworthy, and the Lord brought him back into faith because he was destined to come back. He denied him, you know? So how much a lot of y'all might deny. Look, in the world, I probably was lost in the sauce. You know, some of y'all seen brothers that was atheists that denied the whole thing, and then they came in this thing, you know? But somebody betraying the Lord, that could come in many ways. It was a dude that was dissing a brother Daniela that passed away from cancer, and his whole body burned. This man was in the faith, saying the name, and this man, I guess he got too prideful, and he said, if Daniela was alive, I would burn him worse than how he was burnt. The Lord put him in the spirit world weeks later, got in a terrible car crash. You know? A terrible car crash. You know? This is why you gotta be in that unity spirit, you know, to uplift one another. And every video is uplifting, you know. Guess what? If a brother is going off and he see this video and the spirit really working with him, he's gonna be uplifted and be thankful that the Lord had a correction video. Regardless the hymns, the brothers dissing you, but the scriptures coming out, you're gonna correct whatever wrong that you brought out. But if you don't correct it, you are not of the flock. And this is not for your emotions and feelings. This is straight, raw, and correct. Sam brought Psalms 133, verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. You see that word unity? Let's go look up the etymology for that. Because you know how we do over here. We like Apostle Gabar said, he said fact check. So let's fact check that. Let's fact check and see if unity is. And you got another thing. Brothers get so mad about brothers getting to this homology, but show me the Pharisees laboring with the prophets. Show me the false prophets teaching with the prophets, or the apostles teaching with the Sadducees. Show me. Show me a verse where they're laboring daily together, teaching the word. Teaching the word to folks. And we're not talking about them debating or going back and forth with each other. We're talking about them coming together and edifying the flock in the right understanding. And I'll wait. You can put that in the comment section. Book, chapter, verse. Right? So this says Yahad.
Strong's H3162. Yahad.
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 Yahad. Right? And it says union. Unitness, together, or alike. Right? At all once, both, likewise, all together. Unity. Right? So it's really alike. So you're alike. So if this brother prophesying, whatever I'm bringing out, especially when it aligns with the parables, the dark sayings, the prophecies, it's going to be alike. Even if he add another precept, whatever, but the understanding is like, yep, I agree. That's what true oneness is. We don't have true oneness if we're all not, a brother going, whatever, it was just a time and a place. The brother said, hey, where your fringes at? And of course, he in Most High Christ bless unit. He's going to say, where your fringes at? And, I just whisper out of love, yeah, bro, I hear you. But my fringes on my garment, But in that verse, when it talks about fringes, it talks about on a garment. In unity, we're not the same. And a brother Twisty said, man, we're all in the same faith. I mean, I get you. As an Israelite, we are. But when it comes to the understanding, we're not. And that's just that's a baby small example, right? So again, I said I'm going to give you a few more and then we're out. Let's go to Romans 12 and 5. This is Romans chapter 12 in verse 5. It says, I'm going to start at 4. It says, for as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we being many are one body in Hamashiach, and every one members one of another. Now back then, I'm thinking every camp was a toe, a foot, or a shoulder, which sounds true and right. But if we're not all teaching the same thing, because it's like I said, evangelist is not the same as an apostle. Really, evangelist would be a street teacher, somebody that really gives themselves to street teaching, right? But they are in the same body. They're teaching the same thing, but what was it again? That they're different offices, So is you saying the Pharisees and the Sadducees is part of this body? As an Israelite, they is, but when it comes to the faith, they were not the same body. Different understanding. Law. They looked at way more past that. We're not under the law, we're under grace. But all these men that was teaching his word, they were trying to establish the law by walking in it, And the walk with it more is by being covered and being pushed by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, And there's other precepts I can go into, but again, I said I wasn't going to give you guys too much. Lord willing, this was edifying to the hopeful elect. Brothers don't do these videos to be better than anybody or try to or aim to be. We try to aim to be better than ourselves, because we in this flesh. So I gotta turn the camera because I'm dark. I'm a dark-skinned brother, so you ain't gonna be able to see me in this nighttime. It's just about, me personally get sick and tired of, brothers promoting unity camp, but then double back and then do, like right now, brothers is making diss tracks. Shalom, Shemi Wali, Yahaba, Shemashai, Barakatah. Brothers is doing diss tracks about each other. And you see brothers quoting it on social media. Certain congregation that you popularity know is saying, oh man, stop making songs about us. Or you got brothers saying, man, we got prophecies to worry about, man up. Then you got brothers talking about, oh, we're worried about prophecies, but brothers is going off in the law. Hey, let's worry about fixing this and then we can worry about the law. What? You go to Sirach 5 and 7, you don't put off from day to day, turning to the Lord. We don't put off from the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushai for no man, no woman. You know, every day you should make your calling and election sure, man or female and child. You know, if you want the kingdom, you're going to always work your better perfection at it. Let alone the Lord puts most of us men in a position of teaching. You better use your mouth as much as you can to spare none. You know, brothers over here want to make a video or make a post or something. You could have go make a whole video. And I'm making a whole video. I'm not even in it. I'm not in none of that. I just seen it. And guess what? I wasn't going to do a lesson, but driving to come get little man, it ushered that to come in. Because when you start thinking, people keep saying unity camp. And you sitting to see when they go to unity camp, let's see if they bring out the meaning of unity. You're in unity because y'all come together. Guess what? Bloods and Crips come together, but it's somebody always doing a scheme plan in the backside. Somebody gonna shank you. Somebody want to take your business, take your product. So how much more is that in the truth? You know, unity is the word of is this word. Unity is that spirit. Unity is this body. And what was this body made? To teach the word, believe the word, and hear the word. You know? So Lord, when this is edifying to the hopeful elect, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. Yahweh is the Most High God, and Yahushai is to the world, and we call Jesus the Christ. And double honors to the elder apostles who rule well and teach well. Lord, when they continue to endure and be sincere. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect that are scattered four corners of the earth. Teach his word. Believe in this word. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me not be stingy. The brother Samuel Wallet dropped Acts the 17th chapter, verse 11. And it reads, these were more noble than those of the Thessalonians, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind and searched the scriptures daily whether those things were so. You see? That's what it is. See, that was a beautiful, beautiful precept. That was a beautiful precept. You're putting this to be ready. What is that? Be instant, in season, out of season. That's in Timothy. You have to have a readiness to teach this word. You have to have a readiness to hear the word. Guess what? Every day I'm not about to hurry up and do videos because I got to give sometimes to hear this word. I'm not the only teacher. I'm not the main guy. You know, sometimes I can add and be more sharp when I hear other brothers get into them scriptures. You know, this is a moving mountain. So we got to get into the motion of hearing this word, teaching this word, and reading this word. Even more meditating on what you read. Like I'm meditating on, he said, be like the church of Berea. Right, be like the church of Berea. And you can go read that in the 17th chapter. You know, we have to be more in order. I can't whoop your ass to get in order, but through these scriptures, I'm going to give you a spiritual whooping. Unity is oneness, is being alike. So I could do a video over here. Sam could do a video there. Yawasab do a video, Yaramayan, and so on and so on. But I'm using these brothers because we're in the same song. Guess what? We're still in unity. Because guess what? I go on Sam's page, and guess what? A day ago, he just did a video that's almost just like mine, right? But he was getting in there in different precepts. We could be talking about the MOTB. We're singing the same song. He can go into the milk. I go watch it, and I'm agreeing with everything he's saying because we're singing the same song. It's not a respect of men. I'm going in the scriptures just like you, just like him. If I don't see something that I don't agree with, I'm not going to agree with it. But if he bring, Esau is the damn devil the Bible speak of. Oh, let me get these precepts. Oh, reincarnation. Boom, boom, boom. Salvation is only for them. Oh, blah, 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 blah. The MOTB. Right? Da. Ezekiel 38 and 10. And I'm going to follow along. And I'm going to open up my Bible. Oh, snap. Let me see this verse. Ooh. Oh, snap. Okay, I get it. Let me see if I can add another precept on that. This is about singing a song. Go on YouTube and type in a choir singing a song at church. You don't see not nobody, when they go to church, nobody is messing up a note or the lineup. They're not 1 minute, we're singing this, ha na na, and then the person go hoo hoo. You messing up the song. We all saying na na na, and you want to go over here and say new new new. You messing up the song, the delivery, you know. So we have to sing the same song. I don't give a damn what anybody like. Niggas is really saying when Yahushua come back, he's gonna teach and give the correct doctrine. How he gonna have time to do that when it's gonna be death, man? And the only ones getting beamed up is the elect. The 144,000 is already getting established singing that song before the Lord come. Because if that's the case, the Lord would come before the 144,000 is singing the whole song. Make it make sense. Because everybody in Israel is not really teaching. The 144,000 is singing that song that nobody is singing, the song of Moses, the song of Yahushua. You know? So the song is being sung now. When Yahushua come, it's over. Why he gonna teach us something new and we gonna have glorified bodies? Make it make sense, man. The song is being sung now skillfully. You niggas is going off thinking those things, man. So Lord willing, you was edified, you was cleansed, and we can do better as a unit, as men and as women. All praises again to the one true power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Wadash. With that, shalom, shalom.